dropping shit at the pilot. Niggas be broken, be sobbing, but still talking shit like they violent. Niggas is broke.
After what seems like the longest period between two finals, we made it, everyone. We made it through 82 games of basketball that felt meaningless because of these two teams. 3 rounds of playoff basketball that felt meaningless because of these two teams. We made it. So if you're still here, congratulations. You just made it through arguably one of the worst playoff seasons of all time before the finals. But let me stop trolling, man. We're here. The trilogy, Cavs versus Warriors, part 3. The Warriors took the first one, the Cavs took the second one. Both teams felt like they could have won both finals. And honestly, they both have valid cases. But we're here. Hopefully just one more series to decide who the better team is. The Golden State Warriors or the Cleveland Cavaliers. Whoever wins the series will be considered the team that won against the other. And the stakes are higher than they've ever been. And they've been pretty high before. I know a lot of people have already made their predictions, and I feel like more people will make their predictions today before the finals, but I also want to get my prediction in. Now, to me, this series does favor Golden State, and it should. They won 73 games last year, replaced Harrison Barnes with Kevin Durant, and haven't lost a game in the playoffs. They should be the favorites. I just find it baffling that despite the other team having 3 stars, one of them being the greatest player in the world, to some the greatest player of all time, with arguably the best surrounding cast he's ever had, that team is an overwhelming underdog. That just shows how scary this Golden State team is. So my prediction, I feel like the split between Golden State and Cleveland is like 65 to 35, with Golden State being favored. But even though to me the probability of Golden State winning is 65%, I'm taking the 35. And I'm rolling with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hopefully that made sense. Essentially what I'm saying here is, even though Golden State is the better team overall, I'm going with my gut feeling and I'm rolling with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But it's definitely not going to be easy. I have them winning in 7 games. Now I know the logistics. Not only do you think Cleveland's gonna win, but win on the road in Game 7 again? Look, man, all I'm saying is the Cavs have won games in Golden State before. Game 5, Game 7 of last year, alongside Game 2 of 2015. They've done it before. They took heroic efforts from LeBron and Kyrie, but if they've done it before, why can't they do it again? Now, before I go on a game-by-game prediction, let's look at the matchups. And if we look at the matchups, it actually shows that Cleveland matches up pretty well against Golden State. Golden State's the better overall team, definitely in terms of dominating different types of opponents and dominating them more decisively, but specifically against the Cavs. I'm not saying they don't match up well, because they do, but the Cavs match up just as well to Golden State. We look at the point guard position. I think Curry is the better player overall, but in terms of matching up against each other, not saying that Curry has just been overwhelmingly been outplayed by Kyrie, but Kyrie has played just as good as Curry in their meetings, if not better. I do feel Curry will show up in these finals more than the last two, but Kyrie is going to rise up with him. The shooting guard position, I do have to go Klay Thompson, but JR in the finals is no pushover himself. You still have to guard him. Now the 3 position, we all know who's better and who's been better in a majority of their meetings. That goes to LeBron James. The 4 position, again, Draymond is the better overall player in terms of being a Swiss Army knife against a lot of teams in the league, but against Kevin Love specifically, I feel like Love is strong enough and big enough to give him trouble in the post and beat him on the glass. So matchup wise, I'd probably go with Love outplaying Draymond most of the time. In the center position, Tristan Thompson is just going to abuse Zaza Pachulia and JaVale McGee on the glass, and just in general be better than them in the series. The bench, however, I feel like will cancel out, but I feel like the experience of Cleveland's bench will give them the slight edge, just a slight edge. I'm not going to tally on what Cleveland has better, because in any given game, Curry can't outplay Kyrie, and Draymond can't outplay Kevin Love, and Durant even can at least cancel out LeBron in some games. But I just feel like they do compare to the Warriors better than people think. Now let's go game by game. Game 1, which is in a couple of hours, I feel like will go to Cleveland. The Cavs have definitely benefited from this 1 week rest more, even though they went to 5 games. And I feel like because they went to 5 against Boston, they have just a little bit more momentum going into this game. And what's scarier than a Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Love with momentum alongside LeBron James? Not a lot. So I got the Cavs winning this one by around 6 to 8 points. Game 2 will go to Golden State. This one is simple. Golden State is just too good to lose at home twice in a row. And I feel like we'll come into game 2 more prepared. So I got Golden State winning this one by 10 to 12 points. Game 3, I have Cleveland winning. In the past 2 finals, the Cavs have won game 3 regardless of the situation. And I feel like this year will be no different. The Cavs win by 8 to 10 points. Game 4, I have Golden State winning. Once again, I feel like Golden State will just come more prepared, knowing the atmosphere now in Cleveland, and just in general, I feel like they will just play with more urgency with a 3-1 lead on the way if they lose this game. So I got Golden State winning by 8. Game 5, I have Golden State taking a 3-2 lead, but not in a decisive victory. I feel like both teams will definitely play with urgency with the series being tied at 2-2, but the Warriors are at home. And the Cavs, I feel like, will just play in the back of their heads that Game 6 is in Cleveland. So I have Golden State winning this one by 4. Game 6, I have Cleveland winning. But again, not in a decisive way. It's an elimination game, so you know LeBron will play out of his mind. And with the game being at home, I feel like the Cavs will play off of the stakes and the atmosphere and just ball out. I got the Cavs winning this one by 5. Now, Game 7, I have Cleveland winning. I'm sorry, it's as simple as this. I'm not betting against a team with arguably the best Game 7 player of all time, with one of the most clutchest players in NBA history by his side, no matter what the scenario is or wherever it is. I'm not betting against that team. I have Cleveland winning this one by 2. Now, with that being said, I don't really have that much else to say now besides just enjoy the series, man. No matter what happens, we waited for this series for a year now. And I feel like it's our privilege to enjoy arguably the greatest series in NBA history in terms of its impact on a couple of Hall of Famers' legacy. But with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the series because I am. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.